Hey there, everybody. Don Evans here from WatchReport.com, and today we're going to be doing another video. And what we have here is the Scurfa watches Diver 1 silicone. There are a couple of variants of the Diver 1 watches, and the Scurfa Diver 1 silicone is really what I consider the best bang for your buck, and is also in a larger size at 42 millimeters versus his other models, which are 40 millimeters. For those that are not familiar with Scurfa watches, Paul Scurfield is not only a watch enthusiast but a saturation diver. And Scurfa watches came about because many divers didn't want to be wearing their Rolex watches diving anymore because either their vintage Rolexes have become too valuable and they didn't want to ruin them, or newer Rolex watches are quite expensive. And originally, they were just made for divers and support staff until Paul decided to release them commercially and publicly. And so now you're able to get a Scurfa watch. Now, I purposely left it in the case here. I thought this little case is pretty neat. This is a plastic box, and what it does is it unscrews, and then inside you have your foam, and you have foam up here as well, which goes into the middle of the way the watch sits to protect your watch in shipping and transit. Now, some of you may or may not be familiar with Scurfa watches, and if you're not, this is the second version of the Diver 1 silicone. Fellow writer Michael Wolf did a review here on Watch Report last year of the original version. This is now the updated version, and there are some nice updates to it. The case stays the same. The dial and the hands stay the same, with the exception of, instead of yellow, now it says Diver 1 in red, and you also have the red little rubber ring around the crown. The crown is also now signed with the D1 for Diver 1. You have your nice brush case, 42 millimeters. Now the changes here are going to be, you now have a domed sapphire crystal as opposed to a flat sapphire crystal. As I said, he went with a red colorway as opposed to yellow. And another huge change here is this is a ceramic loomed bezel. Now the first version was aluminum and not loomed. So you're getting quite the upgrades here. Here's the best part. The price is still basically the same. It comes to, with the conversion here in the US, comes to $190 plus $9 shipping. So you're looking at $200 total. Let me give you the full specifications here. You have a 42 millimeter case. You have a unidirectional 120 click ceramic bezel. It is 300 meters water resistant, domed sapphire crystal, a Ronda PowerTech 515 Swiss quartz movement, and a 22 millimeter silicone strap. Now, I think some of the best parts of this watch is, and why I think it's a value, and it's funny, when promoting this watch and through our social media channels, and as usual, when we get in a watch for review, we always like to give sneak peek photos, if you will, of the upcoming watch reviews. And one of our followers commented, and he had said, well, I don't see what the big deal is with this watch. And, you know, it's just a quartz, and the case shape is fairly, you know, generic, I think was the word that he used. And you know what, let's be honest, those are all fair points to certain people, and everybody likes something different. There is no doubt, case-wise, you know, we've seen this style case before. Would I immediately look at this as a watch enthusiast? And I'm not talking somebody off the street. Would I immediately look at this as a watch enthusiast and say, this is a Rolex ripoff? No. Look at the lugs on this. Very different. Look at the dial on the hands. Now, like I said, to somebody who's not into watches and doesn't know a lot, maybe they all think, they all think watches look the same anyway. But for us, I would not ever look at this watch and think of it, as a Rolex on somebody's wrist. It has its own look. Sure, it's a dive watch. It's in stainless steel. It has a black dive bezel. It has a date, etc., etc. But let's be honest here. $200 shipped. You're getting a ceramic bezel that is loomed. You're getting a domed sapphire crystal. Screw down crown, 300 meters water resistant. Applied markers. As you can see here, you have your steel hands or chrome hands, and then they are the markers are outlined in chrome. These are applied markers. They are not just painted on. Take a look at the mirrored case back here. Now, this is a silicone strap. As you can see, it is going to pick up the lint and the dirt and everything else. Now, I've seen a couple people who have gotten these already. And, they went ahead and they put it on a isoframe strap or a Cuda strap or a Hearst strap or whatever other 22 millimeter rubber or leather strap you would like to put this on. Normally, yes, I do knock silicone because of the fact that it does catch all the lint and the dirt. This watch is also $200. And I can live with the silicone strap because of the other upgrades on this watch, with the ceramic bezel, the sapphire, the applied markers, and all the other goodies. I could live with the strap and having to change it out. Most of us watch guys, we have lots of other straps around, and I hate to plug somebody else, another company, why I'm doing a review for a certain company. But if you're on a budget, and that's one of the reasons you're watching this video, because of the price point of this watch, and you're on a budget and you don't have, a bunch of different straps laying around, check out obrasmorgan.com. They have isoframe styled, or vintage isoframe styled, I should say, straps that are all natural rubber, and they run about 20 bucks. So if you bought this watch and you bought one of those straps, if, and I state if, you wanted to change out the silicone strap, you'd be looking at $220 total. And that would create one hell of a nice looking dive watch for a budget price. Bezel's nice and firm. Unscrew the crown here. Well, that's interesting. As I'm doing the video, the little O-ring here from the crown has come off. I will put that back on when I'm done with the video. Now, I know most people would say, hey, why don't you go ahead and cut the video out and start it again? And, you could start, put that back on and start the video over. Well, it's called Real Watch Reviews. That's what we do here at Watch Report. Now, am I going to call that a quality control issue that just came off? I don't know. Seems easy enough to smack back on there. Obviously, it doesn't look like it was glued in place, that it just goes on and off. So I'll put that back on and see if that happens again. But like I said, real honest reviews. Hey, it happened. It's not the biggest deal in the world. And we'll put that back on after I'm done shooting the video here. But overall, I still think a fantastic watch for the price. Great looking diver with some nice, quality components here. Let me put it on the wrist. I have a 7.5-inch wrist. So I'll give you some kind of idea of what it'll look like. There it is on my 7.5-inch wrist. Now you can see one nice thing about the silicone strap that is included is the way that it is fitted to the case. So you get a really nice curvature, and it fits really well on the wrist. That is one thing that I like. So this has been a look at the updated Scurfa Diver 1 silicone from Scurfa Watches. For the full review, please go to the link in the description below. And you will see my updated thoughts and comments on this, and all the pictures, more pictures of the packaging, loom shots, and more. Leave a like or a comment here on YouTube. You'll never, excuse me, I meant to say leave a like or a comment here on YouTube. And trying to do my little spiel here at the end, as I always do. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're already not. You'll never miss another video or review. Check us out on all the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check us out on Watch Report forums if you haven't yet. We have a nice discussion forum going on there. Discuss whatever you would like about watches, and most of all, just have fun. This has been Don Evans for WatchReport.com, and we'll see you with another video again soon.